Failure is failing publicly. Failing publicly is so nerve-wracking and Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Mina West and I just love to share how I'm trying to figure out my 30s, giving you vlogs, girl chats, home travel and so much more. And today is a video, a get ready with me, part of my figuring out my 30s series, and I'm talking about letting go of the fear of failure. Fear of failure isn't something that should stop us from moving forward in our lives, and it's something I have been exploring, tackling with myself in this era of my life, identifying the problems and trying to fix it. I have not fixed it, but I'm going to just talk about the steps I'm doing, I'm working on to, get through it whilst doing my makeup. Hope you guys enjoy. Hello. So we're back here again, and today I'm going to get into it regarding letting go of the fear of failure. Now, this is an area I don't know if I got as A1. This is something I'm definitely still working on, but it's been a really big factor in my own personal growth. So I thought, let me do my makeup and tell you guys how I've been trying to deal with letting this go. So I've already done my eyebrows. I'm going to go super simple on my eyes today, like super simple. That is the plan today. But the reason why I want to talk about this subject, I was talking to a friend and they shared, we were just talking about like, what's your biggest fear in life? And they said that their biggest fear was the fear of failure. And I had to just stop and meditate on that, because I definitely feel that can be quite stifling, and I wanted to dig into why do we fear failure. I definitely believe one of the reasons for me was because like my achievements and my success have always been linked to my self-esteem, my image, how I look to people as well. Like honestly, and I took that mentality into every aspect of life. If I failed in a job interview, there was a period of time when I was looking for a job for like ages, and I was failing at that. If I'm failing regarding like, just even like when you're going back to like school time, if I'm failing at an exam, if I'm failing in a relationship, all of that has been really heavily linked to my self-image. And I think I harshly criticize myself and put a lot of, I won't even say onus, because I think it's good to have onus on certain things, but I'll put a lot of blame on myself and fear just looking like an idiot, basically. Anyways, I want to actually quickly start on these eyes. I'm going to quickly use some primer. I'm going to quickly use some primer just to make sure the eyeshadow stays on. We're good to go. The primer I'm using on my eyes is literally just NYX Studio Perfect Pro Long one. Simple. And I'm going in with my Morphe palette, Neutral Territory, with, again, very simple. I think I'm just going to go in with the Promise right here. I'm going to put some eyeliner on using Scandal Eyes Rimmel right here. I wanted to say one of the other hard things about like fear of failure is failing publicly. Failing publicly is so nerve-wracking, and was so nerve-wracking for me, and I think that's one of the things that stopped me from doing certain things, like even starting a YouTube page, for example. Something I've been wanting to do for a while, but just knowing that there'll be people looking at you, looking at like, what's that girl doing? Who does she think she is? This isn't going to go anywhere. And that can just really do something to how you feel when you're interacting with others socially. That's something I was quite conscious of, and I think it can be quite stifling at times, because the truth is, as much as it's good to have a consciousness of how other people are around you, the fear of failure stops you, can prohibit you from trying out new things, from experimenting new things, from exploring different ideas or something you want to do. And also the truth is, you have to practice, and practice comes with falling down and failing at times. In order for you to get better, perfection comes with practice, right? I'm not even perfection, but you get better with each go. But if you're too afraid to just trial something, then you're going to be stuck. And as much as I believed in that, I've definitely tried new things and different things in my 20s, it really hit me how many things I was afraid to do because of the fear of failure just held me back that much. And so in my 30s, I'm really trying to tackle certain thought beliefs around that. Let me put some eyeliner on right now. And I don't want to be one of those people who's like, oh, if I just tried this at this stage in my life, I would have been XYZ here. No, we haven't got time for that. There's certain things I didn't try out because of fear. And I'm going to work on myself to let that go. And there's a couple of things I've been doing to help me along the way. I'm going to quickly put my lashes on and then get into the steps I've been personally working on. I don't know if they're amazing, but I want to get into it. Okay, so lashes are on, and I want to get into the points that I've been working on myself, my own personal growth, to help me let go of the fear of failure. First thing first, put some primer on my face with using the Milk Primer Grip Primer. And my first point in helping me get rid of the fear of failure is first figuring out where this fear of failure came from. Let me correct my last point. I meant to say figuring out where the fear is actually coming from. I think like sometimes we just need to sit with ourselves and really explore what the root of this is. Now, I'm no therapist or psychologist to be able to say, is it because of your childhood trauma? Is it because you have deep-seated insecurities? But I did hear somebody tell me one time, like when you put a name behind something, you help reduce it of its power. By naming it is an easier way to kind of tackle it. For me, my fear of a particular thing was just a lot to do tied in perception. So a lot to do with tied perception, but sometimes it actually was to do with loss of like finances. To trial something new, it could also be an aspect of, oh, you need to be conscious of budgeting and XYZ. And I had this really strange need for me to control. That's something I'm hugely working on, of controlling. So I set things of, this is how the future's supposed to look. I'm supposed to do XYZ by this point. And I really hold on to this way of thinking. And if anything goes off the tier of that, I feel like I can't function. So that is something that kind of gives me fear of not feeling in control. If I'm not in control, I don't want to explore it. I don't want to try it. It doesn't bring me peace. And that's something that I've been personally working on right now. So yeah, my reason for my fear is a need for control. And I've named it and I'm trying my best to tackle it right now, basically. I'm going to put my foundation on. Today I am using the NARS foundation, McCoy. This one is Soft Matte Complete Foundation. I use it all the time. I actually do want to try out something new, but I do love what this does. And then I'll be mixing it with the Longwear foundation as well. So let's get started. Another step that I personally did was basically reframing what I kind of deem as success or what my actual goal is. Sometimes I feel like we're at failure. Well, we're at fault of having an all or nothing approach. So, and I think sometimes when you have an all or nothing approach, that leaves you with nothing in the end, which isn't always the best mentality to have. I had to basically cultivate a growth mindset, that sometimes you're going to take some stumbles along the way, but the main thing is, what do you get to learn? Like what's the steps you actually get to learn in that process, and not being afraid of those stumbles. I'll be like, no, I can't do XYZ, and I want to just pause and stop once I've done something wrong. Now I'm more like, you know what? Oh, great, I learned something new. Cool, don't do that again. Oh, remember when you did XYZ? So I definitely decided to cultivate more of a growth mindset, and that's helped me so much in letting go of not being afraid of the fear of failure, like actually just accepting it as a part of life. So that is something I'm working on. myself right now. Okay, next I'm just going to use the Fenty Beauty matchstick to bronze, and I'm going in with shade Ebony. I haven't used this in a minute, but I felt like switching up a little bit. I just love how warm it is and smooth. It's really easy application. Like, it's really easy to apply onto the face. Next, I'm going in with Made by Mitchell's blush in Peach Sugar. I just want it to be really like soft and natural today. So that is the look I'm going to go for. I just like how peachy pink it is. And that basically leads me to my next point. My next point is something that I've just decided to think positively. Think completely positively in every aspect of work that I'm doing, and that can be difficult sometimes. But the truth is, our society is so obsessed with success, and especially with the needs of social media. Every time I'm looking, somebody's kind of announcing like this thing they worked on or this opportunity they've been given and XYZ, and we're so obsessed with looking at that's the way we need to be going, and unless we're doing it that way, what we're actually doing in life. And I'm not saying we should be promoting our non-successes. It's just kind of reframing and recognizing that because society is so obsessed with it, it's hard to, if you believe that what you're working doesn't align to that way, it's hard to not think positively on things. However, I'm just like, if I'm growing, that's positive for me. If there's something new to be working on, I get to explore something different. To me, that's a really positive way of like looking at life. It's really, really soft. I normally go in with like a darker shade, but I really wanted it to just look like a glow today. And I think the Peach Sugar really does that. Just like a very soft glow. That's what I'm trying to do. Next, going in with some concealer underneath the eyes and around the contour lines. Is basically looking at the worst case scenario. Now, sometimes the worst case scenario could be devastating. It's not everything you must jump in and go do. However, most times, it really isn't that deep. It really isn't that deep. So what somebody judges you. So what somebody thinks that's weird. So what you invested in don't lose too much money. You invested in something and you know, took a bit of a hit financially. Yeah, don't be irresponsible with money. I'm not trying to give anyone money advice, but my main thing is sometimes what you gain out of the experience is so much better. And maybe if you actually look at the worst case scenario of the person who's going to talk XYZ about you in this way, what does that impact in the grand scheme of things? So that is something that I've been kind of telling myself to, not be afraid to actively go out and do something once I actually deep what the worst case scenario is. And most times when I weighed it, the worst case scenario is consistently staying in the same stagnant position that I've been in versus actually going and exploring something new. So yeah, I set my face with a little bit of powder just to set underneath the concealer. I'm gonna now go in with NARS Laguna to bronze my face, just to bring some color back into my face because it's looking very basically. So just gonna go around the forehead and into underneath here. Going in with my MAC Studio MAC Fix powder just to bring everything in all together. And today I'm going to be using the Glow Milk Mist Setting Spray, Seal and Set Mist. Over here. So I'm going to quickly go do my hair and then come right back. Okay, so my hair is done, and I think just the last step of my makeup routine is doing my lips. First, going in with the MAC Chestnut lip liner. Next, I'm going to use, sticking with MAC right now, next I'm going to use the Cream de Nude lipstick. It's creamy, so it's really easy to like apply. And then topping it off with a winner in all seasons, the Hot Chocolate Fenty Beauty lip gloss. It's winter, guys, just trying to give that rich look feel. So like my last point in terms of letting go of the fear of failure for me is to actually celebrate my failures. And it's not even celebrating my failures, celebrating every new milestone and different things I try out. And that's definitely helped me so much in my mentality and how I sort out things. I'm going to be real with you guys. This video was just a bit hard for me today. I honestly have no idea why. And I don't know if it's good. I don't know if I've said anything that's irrelevant to people. I'm conscious of how I'm coming across. I need to figure out what that reason is, but I'm not going to be afraid to post it this time because I'm really proud of myself. I said I wanted to start a new series about me talking around different subjects and me figuring out my 30s. And this is my third video, and this is definitely a big subject for me. I might explore it at a later date. But the fact that I had an idea and I decided to actually execute it and put it out and film it, I'm proud of myself. And if it gets 5 views or 50 views or 200 views, I put myself out there. And I'm proud of myself for that thing alone. So yeah, this is my final look. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like I've mentioned before, there are other videos where I'm doing other things. I'm talking about, you know, breakups or friendships or maintaining friendships. Check it out. Lots more coming as well. I really do hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have been enjoying this series as well. So as always, do not feel obliged to subscribe. However, if I am your vibe and you've enjoyed, make sure that you subscribe or click that subscribe button and give it a thumbs up so I know that the love is real. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. See you guys next time.